When it comes to cringeworthy seasonal content, canceled former king of YouTube Shane Dawson is the Christmas gift that keeps on giving. I recently watched his extensive back catalog of Christmas-themed music videos and short films, hoping they would put me in the holiday spirit. Instead, they put me in the hospital with toxic shock syndrome. Now every time I hear the name Shanae, I get another case of the Christmas jingles, which is when I time my seizures so that I'm holding sleigh bells. Today we're looking at 2 of Shane Dawson's pop music videos for Christmas time, all of which feature his best-known directorial trademarks, such as poorly executing ideas that were stolen from other people, a screen presence that yells, "Don't look at me," and of course, pointless edgelord humor masquerading as mainstream children's content. If I wanted to see 2 people with zero chemistry kiss inside of a gazebo, I wouldn't have blacked out during my cousin's wedding, okay? Let's take a look at how white privilege can be the most deadly Yuletide disease in another Shane Dawson-flavored installment of Clip Breakdown for Christmas. Hello television viewers, my name is Nick. Thank you so much for joining me once again on my channel for another sleigh ride installment of Clip Breakdown. This is the playlist where we dive into our favorite TV shows, TV movies, and creator content found online. And we snap into it like a Slim Jim, breaking it up into little baby clips that we can look at and analyze like they're tiny Christmas miniatures in a Christmas village. It's November, so that's Christmas for me, apparently. I didn't realize that the whole world wasn't on that wavelength, but this video is special in a secondary way as well. We are going back to that old fateful well of Shane Dawson content that has become ubiquitous with my channel. Anytime I go near this man, there's always comments being like, "Oh, still getting views off Shane Dawson, I see." Yes, Muriel, that's how it works. Everything you see on this channel is 50% Google Analytics, 50% whatever I want, and then another 50% whatever you suggest, and like 10% translucent powder. That makes like 160% pie chart, but whatever, it's 2 pies. I can have multiple pies. One is blueberry and one is chocolate cream, and I'm eating them both. That being said, before we get into all of the Shane Dawson Christmas fun, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It lets me know that you want to see even more clip breakdowns just like this one. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button. That way you're always in the know. I upload 2 new videos every week, so turn on notifications. That way you'll be the first to say, "I sense a Christmas miracle." Every time I click upload, your phone will be like, "Have you heard the news?" Also, thank you guys so much for the support in getting this channel to 100,000 subscribers. I never thought I would see the day, and I'm completely floobergoosted. Christmas. You guys, there's a lot of Shane Dawson Christmas stuff. There's these 2 music videos I'm doing. Then there's one called Shanae's Dill's Christmas, which was like a nightmare, a waking nightmare. I got eye cancer watching it. And then there's another short film called Santa's Dead. And I was like, not dead enough if he's here on screen talking me. Anyway, all of the Shane Dawson Christmas stuff is trying really hard to give you this like hard candy look at Christmas, where it's like, yeah, we love the look of stockings on the tree, but did you realize that there's a homeless man peeing in it? It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. We've been there, we've heard it, we've got it. If all of your jokes are about homeless people, then you ain't never been homeless. I hate when stupid comedy is like, oh, look, a hobo. It's like, until you've had to wash your armpits in a Walmart bathroom, I don't want to hear you making fun of those people. But anyway, let's just get into the first clip. In this video called Maybe This Christmas, it seems like Shane Dawson is our singer, and he's following this poor sad soul around on Christmas Day. He tries to impress us right off the bat with some camera work, which I'm not mad at, but the actual lyrics themselves gave me a ruptured eardrum.
It's Christmas time and Santa's here, making the children smile, but he's just a pedophile, so you better watch your child.
Okay, if it's on brand for you to talk about child abuse within the first line of your Christmas song, you've really painted yourself into a special corner from a marketing perspective. Also, I don't believe that anyone really put a lot of effort into dressing this set behind them, because there's one of those clear plastic bags you put your dry cleaning in. Surely that wasn't an intentional thing left in there. It's not pretty to look at. It looks like garbage. As for the song production itself, it's not bad. Like, if you ignore the words, it sounds like a rather well-produced mainstream song. Shane Dawson just puts words together that are meant to shock, thrill, and disgust you.
These are the reasons I hate the season, but I'ma give it a try.
Ooh, we got a little pitchy there. What is that noise? I hate the season, but I'ma give it a try. Ooh. Your pre-chorus shouldn't feel like the sweaty part of my forehead right before I have a fever hallucination. Also, at this point, your dry cleaning hanger has had more screen time than any human face in this piece right now. I just gonna warn people, like, look really closely at your monitor and make sure there's no accidental garbage in your frame. It's remarkably easy to let happen. We've seen it many times. Also, I don't mind when people do these sun splashes. I usually actually like them a lot. I've added them to pretty much any makeup tutorial I've ever directed in a professional setting. You use a gobo that looks like a window to shine light onto your background so that it looks like there's light coming in, but you have to control it so that it's not on your main subject. In either case, it's really overexposed here. Now we're all set up for the chorus, baby, so let's go in there and get that Christmas spirit surgically implanted into between our vertebrae.
Maybe this year I won't be sad on Christmas.
Ah, holy hunchback of Bly Manor. Why are we suddenly in an attic all of a sudden? Like, this looks like you're in the return room from a Kmart. In case you couldn't tell, we're following this girl around her whole Christmas day as she like rejects Christmas because she's sad on Christmas. But to me, it's like we never understand how the attic connects to what she's doing downstairs, so this whole jump was really jarring for me. You didn't even really read in the other shot that she pulled out a Christmas sweater and then was like, no, I'm wearing something black. Like, that wasn't visual enough, and they could have done something a little more multitasking in terms of storytelling. Like, she wakes up and she like gets out of bed. We see that it's marked as the 25th and she's not happy about it. I wish we had seen her like going up into the attic to get something, and then she's like pushes the Christmas decorations out of the way and sees a picture that really upsets her, but we don't see what's on it till later. And then she just grabs her whatever, pulls out a jigsaw puzzle, something like that. That way it's really clear that she's trying to like avoid Christmas the whole day. And we have her introduce us to this attic. But also I take issue with this shot of Shane in the attic at all. Like, attics can be such a cinematic location by nature, like, because you have beams of light coming through with dust floating in the air, and you can put objects in the foreground and in the background. Like, we see it all the time. But this camera work just kind of wastes the location for me, or doesn't sell the location. Why are we just dollying in on the subject and I can see like a rolled up carpet in front of his feet? If we had instead turned the dolly sideways and done like a tracking shot, we could be panning through the attic and have items in the foreground so that we're seeing like these abandoned Christmas lights or these decorations being untouched, and Shane can be kind of like walking through the attic and picking up items like, oh, this old dusty snow globe is being unused this year, how sad. That way we can get a feel for like how he as the singer of the song feels about her abandoning Christmas, and it makes him feel more active. This whole time he's just like leaning forward awkwardly in the couch, and he does that throughout the whole video. Having seen other Shane Dawson pieces from behind the scenes, I know that he spent a lot of time trying to like work around the fact that he was self-conscious about his body on camera, so he would wear a lot of layers for costumes, and the blocking would often be very mysterious like this. But for me, the last thing you want to look in your own music video is like you don't have the confidence to be there. Let's just move along and see what else this girl gets up to in her sad Christmas day. Spoiler alert, we meet Shane playing another character besides himself. Does that sound familiar? Oh, how cool, they got the same hairstylist who assembles Kellyanne Conway every morning. Shane was obviously very influenced by Mean Girls at this time, because every video he like worked in this sort of Regina George character, which was essentially him wearing a Halloween costume and a ratty wig. He sometimes plays like the Aunt Hilda character or this like popular girl who's really mean, but it's like, Shane, every time you dress up like a female, you look like a dog who just ran through a car wash. It always looks so horrendously cheap, so it just takes me out of the music video because I'm like, yeah, that's the same guy who was trying to be all heartfelt upstairs in the attic. Also, this whole drag portion adds absolutely nothing. It serves only to give me a headache and make the insides of my heart atrophy.
Sipping on that eggnog, but it just looks like truth all over your upper lips.
Hi, yes, fire department, can you throw me into your next fire? What is with this? Like, why is he always doing gross stuff like with liquids and body fluids around his mouth? It makes me ill. And by the way, we're like really reaching at this point at how to make traditionally charming Christmas scenes seem gross and disgusting. Like, I get that he's trying to do this whole thing where he's like, candy canes are so nice until they go up your butt. It's like, okay, yeah, I have a 10-year-old little brother now who I have to babysit while I watch this video. That's what it feels like. You seem like someone who's 8 years old and is named Connor and has sticky hands because you're always eating fruit roll-ups for snack. No one wants to hear your crummy jokes, little boy. Why don't you go figure out how to have a personality before we all have to deal with you as an adult? Trying to flip your expectations about Christmas music on its head is something that he tries and fails to do throughout this song and the next one that we're gonna be looking at. It's just all so pointless. He's like, you know how snow kind of looks like cocaine? And you're like, yeah. And he's like, well, that proves that I'm funny. Listen to how he tries to force these lyrics in every chance he gets.
Cookies like Christmas trees, giving your heart disease and type 2 diabetes.
Do you ever hear song lyrics that your body just physically rejects? It's like I'm trying to get a heart transplant, but my blood type is A negative and he's a rotten deer from the side of the road. I don't know whose idea this was, but now I'm septic. The words, the lyrics, they just don't make any sense. He's talking about Christmas cookies. He says, cookies like Christmas trees, giving you heart disease, type 2 diabetes. We don't say diabetes, we say diabetes. So the fact that you're cramming these words in and putting the emphasis on the weird words, it just like, it's hard to understand. It doesn't make it funnier. It makes it harder for me to get the humor of it. Also, cookies like Christmas trees? What? Now I know you're just making this up as you go. You're sitting there with your SpongeBob SquarePants notepad being like, blah, blah, blah. I think this is where Shane is trying to start giving us his M. Night Shyamalan style twist for this video, which I guess we could have all seen coming from a mile away.
I hate the season, but I'ma give it a try.
She said, I told you if you say I'ma one more time, I was going to vaporize your torso and walk through your corpse. But I'ma give it a try. Like, ew. And people downloaded that on iTunes? Are you joking me? Girl, not in my Christmas fantasy. And we're going back to the chorus so you know what we're about to see. Dolly in on that couch potato, baby.
Maybe this year I won't be sad on Christmas.
Just watching this music video is giving me blood clots in my upper thighs. Could they not think of anything more interesting to do than have these people sitting around like dirty laundry? Again, we should not be just dollying in and out on Shane every time he goes into the chorus, because he looks bored as hell sitting there being like, maybe this time this kitty litter Christmas. If all you can do is sway and shoulder bop, you know you're not in the right position for your music video. If you cannot figure out how to own the screen, then you need to have something to do with your hands. Give him a yo-yo, give him one of those little Christmas crackers to pop open, I don't know. Same with homegirl at this party. She should be like coming into the party and there's people smiling all around her and she's in slow motion looking around sad even though everyone else is having so much fun. They cut to B-roll of people cheersing with eggnog or dancing, doing karaoke, and then she just can't get into it. Maybe then she sits down in the corner. But having us just dolly in on her sitting here being like, I wonder if anyone can tell that I'm doing Kegels right now. It's very passive in terms of like what your people could be doing on screen. And I get no flavor from this Christmas party. Like, give me some extras, cheering and having fun. Like, if you spent the time and energy and effort and money having all these extras, we need to get B-roll of them. There's also this like really forced Just Dance 4 product placement, which we also saw in Not Cool, which came out the same year as this. I don't have a problem with product placement in music videos, especially if it adds to the feeling or the vibe, but they kind of made this really distracting. Like, it's hard to get dancing wrong in a music video. It should kind of fit in naturally. Oh my goodness, look at what somebody just sent me for hitting 100,000 subscribers today. Thank you so much to Matthew for sending me these flowers. I'm touched. We get a little bit more of this reveal after realizing that Shane is a ghost in this video. Again, like, that was completely ripped off from The Sixth Sense over a decade after The Sixth Sense, so I don't know where we're even, like, there's no originality to these ideas, and they could have originality, they just fail to. But unlike in The Sixth Sense, we have this supernatural twist with a holiday flair.
Seen reindeer fly, I've never heard the sleigh bells ring, but I hope and I pray that'll change.
Wow. Very interesting. I guess I'm having a hard time understanding how a ghost is able to write a letter to Santa. Like, I'm pretty sure not getting Christmas presents is one of the first things to happen after you die. So this is very interesting science that they're introducing here. Also, it says a Christmas car accident leaves man dead, and then they call Shane Dawson's death a freak accident. However, if you read the article itself, it says that he was walking and then got struck by a car. That's not a freak accident. That's, you know, that happens all the time. Nothing unexplainable about that, so I'm not sure freak accident really fits the bill. Also, I don't love the idea of spending one more night with somebody. Like, wouldn't that just be more torture? Like, if someone you love died and then they were like, I'm back, but just for one night, so TikTok.
Maybe this year I won't be sad on Christmas. Maybe I'll have a happy holiday.
I could not be more tired of this chorus at this point in the song, and you throwing a little Maroon 5 phlegm on the word holiday is not adding anything. He says, happy holiday. I'm like, excuse me, daylight's coming, me want to go home. Can you stop with this? And every time Shane Dawson is required to do like an almost crying face, it makes my heart go straight to hell. It's like you can just sense that he's like, this is my close-up. Christmas time looking? I'm looking at my girlfriend and I'm dead. Like, no one cares. This is not a Zales jewelry commercial. The girl runs down the stairs to meet her ghost lover, and they finally embrace for a kiss. Which, like, again, I don't understand. Is he back from the dead? Is this a hallucination? This is not a happy ending for me. It's just like a brief psychotic break she has on December 25th. You see, all convincing screen kisses result in just the tiniest droplet of moisture on your lip. If someone doesn't dab that off with a Kleenex right quick, it is gonna show up in my fireplace haunting me like the ghost of Christmas past. I know it. This is where we're supposed to be at the emotional climax of the video and everything's supposed to feel big and celebratory, but it's off kilter for me.
Baby, I'll have a happy holiday.
You know you've got a boring wide shot when the most exciting thing you can think to do is tap your foot and look to the sideways. He's like, yeah, hey broken chandelier, I love sharing the spotlight with actual garbage. Why can't we see some framed photos of them at the last Christmas time celebration, or like his old Christmas gifts gathering dust or whatever? Anyway, they're both jiving and grooving like ghosty timey haunted mansion times.
Let's just dance the night away.
I see some potential here, like when the two of them are dancing outside, if it had intercut with a big dance number going on in the party, because maybe everybody's gathered around Just Dance and they start doing a big choreographed dance number, that would have felt really fun and exciting, because it's like, oh, the holidays are kicking up to a fever pitch at the party, and just as this girl and her dead boyfriend are starting to feel like Christmas for the first time too. And I think it could have been really cool to see them doing like synchronized dance movings, what? To see them do synchronized dance movings out on the gazebo, yeah, party time, Christmas now. If they were doing synchronized dance movings out alone on the porch and it was cut with people doing the same thing inside, that would have been really exciting. People at the party think I'm crazy, but really I'm just dancing with my boyfriend's ghost because of Christmas magic. And again, his wish to Santa was just to have one more night with her. So what happens at midnight when he disappears? Hopefully part of this magical gazebo dance included him being like, it's okay for you to date other people, you need to move on. Because otherwise that's just really possessive and rude. Seemed like all of Shane's music videos at the time had to end with Shane doing some sort of outro to explain why it exists.
Wah! Yes, that was my Christmas music video, maybe this Christmas. I really hope this song becomes your guys' holiday jam.
Well, it has the word jizz in it, so I'm gonna have to really think about it before I let that take the place of my current favorite, The Little Drummer Boy by the Vienna Boys Choir. Also, I just hate that he does this like plea for likes at the end of the music video. He's basically saying, I really wanted to do this and I worked so hard on it and had so much fun making it, and hopefully you like it too and you'll click the like button and share it, please. It's like, don't try to manipulate me into liking it by saying that you put hard work into it. You should have put hard work into it. It's a music video. It's not supposed to be easy. It doesn't mean I have to like it, like doesn't make it good. Just because you tell me you really want me to like it doesn't mean I'm going to, obviously. But I think that kind of stuff really does have a difference when you're talking to your fan base and you're like, I'm really nervous that people won't like it, so just please be kind. It's like, no, don't tell them to be kind, tell them to be honest. Do you want people to be kind to you and just say they like it if they don't? Because then it's just gonna be bad forever. Not in my Christmas village, Mother Gaga. Next up in Shane Dawson's holiday playlist is a song called This Christmas Life, which is just as derivative and boring as you would hope. It follows Shane Dawson working at a movie theater on Christmas Day, and he looks around him and sees that all of the sights are not as jolly as he would want them to be.
Baby, life isn't that easy. Sometimes it gets crazy. I'm falling on my knees, yeah.
Would it really be a Shane Dawson video if it didn't make a punchline out of drug users, sex workers, or the homeless? That's his holy trinity. He says in the name of the law, the order, and the SVU. But then at the same time, he also tries to, like at the very tail end, humanize these people and act like he actually cares. And as you see, it's like exactly a ripoff of LDN, the video by Lily Allen, where she's walking around London and she's seeing things in this beautiful cherry-colored way. But then as she passes it, you realize like, oh, the magic wand is a syringe and the fair maiden is someone dumping their boyfriend. So basically Shane Dawson is copying that exact idea and applying it to Christmas, and then just making all of the like imagery really difficult to understand, because like the guy making snow angels becomes a homeless guy rolling around in broken glass. That doesn't make sense, because when do you see a guy rolling around in broken glass? That's not really something common. The people kissing under mistletoe is really just hitting a pipe, but then these sex workers are just standing against a wall. There is no transition for them. He's like, I couldn't think of a third thing. But then he goes into this escapist fantasy about what Christmas could be.
They'll be dancing and singing this Christmas feels like.
Ooh, you're trying to sell me a fantasy Christmas wonderland with some red Mardi Gras beads draped in the foreground? I think we could try a little bit harder for this budget level, right? Maybe instead of buying 4 pre-lit fake trees from Target and setting them up in your studio space, you could have stylized this a little bit more. What if it was like a storybook type of Christmas where everything was a cutout? Then you could have cutouts coming in and out so it looks like kind of a school play type of feel. That I feel like would make the money go a little bit further than just buying off the shelf Christmas decorations. Also, they have this CGI snow coming down and he's looking around like there's snow falling from the sky, but there's no snow on the tree, there's no snow on his shoulders or his flat hair. I think this is where the attention to detail really falls through in a lot of Shane's, at least earlier work. I mean, certainly not there anymore, but he would like send his producer, Lauren, out to probably gather all of this stuff, you know, get us all the Christmas decorations we need, but he has no artistic vision for how that should actually look. So you end up just with like regular garbage you could see anywhere. Someone with a real artistic vision might actually get reference photos and be like, oh, I want it to look like this scene from Elf when he's in Buddy's magical land. And we can do it by printing out on foam core and cutting it out. You know, like, get creative is what I'm asking for. He's like, I am creative. Did you see when I pushed eggnog out of my mouth and made a disgusting mess? It's like, yeah, I did. I'm never gonna forget it. Also, again, with these boring dollies, we're just dollying out to reveal a new scene. We could be getting a lot more interesting with our camera work and using that dolly in an exciting way. Also, this is maybe just a personal preference, but it's never gonna be the most flattering thing for you to be like walking into a scene with your like back to the camera, just kind of waddling into this set. Turn yourself around and back up into the set like you're looking around in awe so that we get like the front of you stepping back into this magical winter land. Ooh. Oh no! The water dumped everywhere. Wow, I'm so glad you guys could be with me throughout the entire 20-minute span it took to receive these flowers and then knock them over. Yeah, just watch your blocking. If your back is to the camera, you might look like a toad hopping into the frame. And it's the same for like these elves and the Santa when they come in. It's just like they strut in and we see them from the side or from behind. Like no one's cheating out to the camera enough, so I'm just seeing like these awful, unmagical images of people. Back inside the movie theater, Shane continues to take in all of the sights around him that are supposed to sell how dreary his real Christmas is.
And every night would always end. But baby, life isn't that easy.
For this stark difference, Shane decided to show these child actors at the beginning of the day, and then after 4 hours of working on his non-union music video. They're like, surely there's gotta be an easier way to get the Nickelodeon auditions. After seeing like really clear changes, this one with the kids is not a stark enough change for me at all. You know, like the kids go from being happy to being sad in slightly different clothes because the parents are fighting. I get what he's trying to show me here, but the ideas are just not worked through well enough. Like at the beginning when they showed me that ticket window for the movie theater, my thought was like, this is so recognizable and cinematic that they should just spend the whole music video here. Instead of showing Shane as an employee who works all around the movie theater, maybe he's just a ticket taker the whole day, so the whole music video is following him just sitting in that window and different groups of people come up to the window or walk by it, or he sees them from the window. So maybe, for example, he's sitting there at the beginning and he's seeing carolers, but then it's really a group of homeless people drying their hands around a fire, or this family comes up to him and at first he sees them as like cheery, happy people, but then they're actually begging for food at his window or whatever. Because for these kids, I'm just like, it's not selling it for me that what, they're sad because their parents are fighting on Christmas. Like, sorry, that happens. But instead, Shane closes his eyes and goes back into this magical Christmas land where apparently he's been made like the Christmas ringleader because he's wearing this jacket.
Dancing and singing, and the bells will be ringing.
I'm sorry, did the ghost of Michael Jackson and P.T. Barnum collaborate on this bathrobe that you're wearing? Because it looks like an embroidered nightmare to me. Sometimes you just gotta ask yourself, am I wearing the outfit or is the outfit wearing me? Because this outfit is wearing me out. Not only is it like blue and not really Christmas colored, but I don't know what they're trying to do with these shoulder pads. It looks like he's got 2 fold out hairbrushes on his shoulders. And again, with these dollies in and out, like just because it's your chorus, you can do more than just dancing and singing. My stockings on, we're drinking eggnog and swimming this reindeer song. Like what? No one cares what you're wearing a curtain right now and you're talking to me about singing. And then it goes into this forced thing where all of the sad people that he's seen throughout the day close their eyes and envision themselves in this magical wonderland as well.
Create a wonderland where anything's anything's possible.
This lady's like, okay, I've got an $80 manicure, but sure, I guess I'm a homeless hooker to this rich 20-year-old. All of these people were punchlines at the beginning of the movie. Like, he was like, oh, they're not kissing, they're smoking crack. And now at the end, he's trying to force in this like thoughtful message about how they all deserve a lovely Christmas too. What is the message? That in your mind, there's a lovely Christmas time for everybody? Or like that together we find Christmas? Like, at least decide for yourself what it's supposed to mean. But no, we can't have that. Instead, we're gonna listen to this chorus for the 7th time in this song. Like, I'm so sick of dancing and singing for this Christmas life.
They'll be dancing and singing this Christmas life. Bells will be ringing.
Nothing says I didn't hire professional dancers quite like a line of women in Legs Avenue costumes doing half-hearted leg raises. It looks so cramped and awful in this scene with like nobody really being able to be seen behind this line of women. And Shane Dawson looks crazy with his black gloves on and his sweatpants underneath. Like, I can't even see any of the action going on behind there, but I still know that that little boy is too old to be held by that woman. She's like, ugh, I love Christmas. And then it tries to go into like, oh, debauchery because the kids are eating the gingerbread man. It's all just feels like I've seen it before.
They'll be dancing and singing. Oh, bells will be ringing.
Hey, quick question about those bells. Can you shut the up about ringing them? I certainly don't care what kind of bell action you got going on. I don't care if it's a school bell, dinner bell, lunch bell, Saved by the Bell, go to hell. I don't need to hear it anymore. Every 2 seconds of this song, it's, bells will be ringing. No, they won't. You know what? They won't be ringing because this video is garbage.
Wah! Hey, what's up you guys? I hope you enjoyed my Christmas music video. I really hope you love the song and I hope it becomes your new holiday jam.
Oh my god, stop trying to force your holiday jam on me. It's a peanut butter and holiday jam sandwich in here and I can't take it. Both of these songs were garbage, mama. I don't need none of this in my holiday routine. And the videos just don't leave me feeling happy. I get when I read the comments, people are like, this makes me so nostalgic. And I'm like, yeah, because you first heard it when you were 13 and you still had good feelings in your heart. Those days are over, okay? It doesn't make this good or fun to watch anymore. This is like the most benign of his Christmas stuff. I couldn't even get into Shanae Steals Christmas because it was so racist and rude from the very first instant. I was like, it just took me right back to that slasher film, Friends Forever, that we just did, where I was like, I can't even go there right now. So here we are with the Christmas songs of Shane Dawson. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Also, let me know what other short form Christmas content or otherwise I should look at this November. I feel like I'm gonna jump around between Christmas and other stuff for November, and then we'll go hard on a holiday in December. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But also give this video a big thumbs up if you want to see even more clip breakdowns just like this. But most importantly, if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you click that subscribe button right down here. That way you never miss new videos from me. I upload 2 new ones every week. So click those notification bells and you'll always be the first to know when the bells will be ringing. It's Christmas life. You guys are all the greatest. Thank you so much for smashing these flowers with me today. I will see you next time.